of all good. And as Sharrkan considered the place, he saw in it a Christian monastery, within whose enceinte a castle towered high in the air, catching the light of the moon. Through the midst of the convent passed a stream, the water flowing amongst its gardens, and upon the bank sat the woman whose voice he had heard, while before her stood 10 handmaids like moons, and wearing various sort of raiment and ornaments that dazed and dazzled their beholder, high bosomed virgins, as saith of them the poet in these couplets: The mead is bright with what is on't, O merry maidens debonair; double its beauty and its grace those drooping damsels slender fair. Virgins of graceful swimming gait, ready with eye and lip to ensnare, and like the tendrils vine they loose the rich profusion of their hair, shooting their shafts and arrows from beautiful eyes beyond compare, overpowering and transpiercing every froward adversaire. Sharrkan gazed upon the 10 girls and saw in their midst a lady like the moon at fullest, with ringleted hair and forehead sheeny white, and eyes wondrous wide and black and bright, and temple locks like the scorpion's tail. And she was perfect in essence and attributes, as the poet said of her in these couplets: She beamed on my sight with a wondrous glance, and her straight slender stature enchained the lance. She burst on my sight with cheeks rosy red, where all manner of beauties have habitance, and the locks on her forehead were lowering as night, whence issues a dawn tide of happiest chance. Then Sharrkan heard her say to the handmaids, Come ye on that I may wrestle with you and gravel you, ere the moon set and the dawn break. So each came up to her in turn, and she grounded them forthright and pinioned them with their girdles, and ceased not wrestling and pitching them until she had overthrown one and all. Then there turned to her an old woman who was before her, and the beldam said as in wrath, O strumpet, cost thou glory in grounding these girls? Behold, I am an old woman, yet I have thrown them 40 times. So what hast thou to boast of? But if thou have the strength to wrestle with me, stand up, that I may grip thee and set thy head between thy heels. The young lady smiled at her words, but she was filled with an inward wrath, and she jumped up and asked, O my lady Zat al Dawahi, by the truth of the Messiah, wilt thou wrestle with me in very deed, or dost thou jest with me? And she answered, Yea.—And Shahrazad perceived the dawn of day and ceased saying her permitted say. End of Project Gutenberg's The Book of a Thousand Nights and a Night, Volume 2. Read by Lars Rolander.